Disney Sabrina. Girl Meets World made her a household name before anyone even knew she could sing. She was Maya Hart, the quirky blonde bestie who honestly carried that show more than people want to admit. Got the role at 13, became a teen idol overnight. Her debut album, Eyes Wide Open, dropped in 2015, while she was literally still on set filming episodes. Peak Disney pop vibes. Butterflies, first crushes, acoustic guitars, aggressively wholesome content your parents would approve of, which was exactly the problem. Honestly gave early Olivia Rodrigo, if Olivia never got edgy, and we all know how that comparison aged. Hollywood Records signed her because she already had millions of kids tuning in every Friday. She toured with random boy bands, wore sundresses everywhere, had that long blonde Disney princess hair. The whole thing was designed to be safe and marketable. And here's the thing, it worked for what it was, but nobody was exactly racing to put her songs on repeat. She was just another Disney kid with a record deal. Cute? Forgettable. Living in that weird space where you're famous but your music isn't. Radio Disney Music Awards and mall openings. The definition of manufactured teen pop. Evolution Sabrina. Second album. Still trapped under the Disney umbrella, but you could see her starting to push back. Thumbs was actually about something real. Social media pressure, society's obsession with judgment. Had this weirdly dark music video where she just danced alone, looking vaguely unsettling. Not very on brand for Disney Channel. Album title was Evolution, spelled backwards. Very 2016, very I'm an artist now, take me seriously. And honestly, the attempt mattered more than the execution. She was 17, trying to mature her sound, while still being that wholesome teen the internet hadn't turned on yet. Critics ignored it. Radio definitely ignored it. But this was her realizing she couldn't do the good girl thing forever, even if she didn't fully know how to break out yet. Testing boundaries while the Disney machine tried to keep her 14 forever. Singular Sabrina. The real breakout attempt. She finally left Disney's label and signed with Island Records. Freedom, theoretically. 2 albums, Singular Act 1 and Act 2. This was her making actual pop music for the first time. Music that could exist outside of the Disney ecosystem. Sue Me went directly after an ex who tried to control the narrative after their breakup. Had attitude, had bite, had the energy of someone who was tired of playing nice. She was done being diplomatic, done letting people define her. Music videos got expensive, fashion got serious. She started showing up to events in designer instead of department store dresses. She was dating Griffin from the Vamps, then that got messy in public as these things do. Breakup songs became promotion. She was navigating adult relationship drama at 19, while trying to prove she wasn't just that girl from the Disney show. The albums were genuinely good, like objectively solid pop records. Production was clean, vocals improved drastically. She could actually sing now in ways that the early Disney stuff didn't showcase, but radio still didn't care. She was too Disney for the cool kids, too grown for Disney fans. The tours were getting bigger though. She was building a real fan base, even if it was underground. Dedicated fans who saw what critics weren't paying attention to. She was grinding, smaller venues than she deserved, but selling them out consistently. Learning how to perform like a real artist instead of a teen idol doing choreography. This era mattered even if nobody was watching yet. Alright, we're halfway through, and it only gets better from here. If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed so you catch every video. Hit that subscribe button real quick. Let's keep going. Emails I can't send, Sabrina. Everything flipped here. She was 23 and completely done with the filter. The album was messy, confessional, zero pretense, written during lockdown while her personal life became internet content against her will. The Joshua Bassett situation. The alleged Olivia Rodrigo overlap. The internet decided she was the villain in someone else's story. The other woman, the homewrecker. Death threats in her DMs. People who'd never heard her music suddenly had opinions about her character. She wrote Skin as a response, basically telling everyone to leave her alone and maybe get the facts before forming a hate mob. But Emails I Can't Send was so much bigger than drama. The title track was about writing things she'd never actually say out loud. All the thoughts that live in drafts folders and notes app confessions. Vicious address being painted as evil by people who didn't know her, who just needed a villain for their narrative. Because I Liked a Boy literally called out the double standards and the hate she got for just existing in a relationship. The audacity of being a woman in public with feelings. The sound grew up too. R&B influences, 90s nostalgia, actual lyrical depth. Julia Michaels co-wrote a bunch of tracks. She co-wrote everything. This was therapy in album form, and critics finally started paying attention. She wasn't Disney Sabrina anymore. She was real, she was messy, and honestly, Some would say this era hit harder than her viral moment later, but that's apparently controversial now. The vulnerability was different, less performance, more confession. She toured this album in theaters instead of clubs, intimate venues where you could see people crying. The emotional connection was real. She talked between songs about the writing process, about the hate, about learning to exist as a person the internet had opinions about. It was healing for her and cathartic for fans who'd been watching the whole mess unfold. Short and sweet Sabrina. This is where she won the internet. Album title referenced her height and her dating philosophy. Short relationships, sweet memories, move on. But really it was about pure confidence, about owning the chaos instead of apologizing for it. Espresso dropped and became the song of summer 2024. That TikTok sound everyone used? Yeah. Lyrics about being someone's obsession, their caffeine addiction. Flirty, catchy, instant serotonin. The kind of song that gets stuck in your head for weeks and you don't even mind. Then Please 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 followed with Barry Keoghan in the music video, her literally begging him not to embarrass her like the previous guys. Self-aware, funny, kind of sad if you thought about it too hard. The video was gorgeous, very Bonnie and Clyde aesthetic, very doomed romance energy. The album was full of petty genius. Juno became a sleeper hit. Bedchem was just straight up horny with no apologies. She went from Disney girl to pop's main character in one album cycle. #1 debut. Sold out arenas. Fashion Week regular. Suddenly she was sitting front row at shows that wouldn't have dressed her 2 years earlier. The shift was insane. Radio finally cared. Playlisting was massive. She was everywhere. Every interview, every magazine cover, every algorithm. The kind of omnipresence that makes or breaks careers. And she was thriving. Performing at festivals, doing late night TV, looking like she was having the time of her life instead of being stressed about proving something. Then February 2025, Grammy night. 2 wins. Best Pop Vocal Album. Best Pop Solo Performance for Espresso. 6 nominations total, including Best New Artist, which she somehow still qualified for after a decade in the industry. The speech was gracious. She thanked everyone who doubted her, which was objectively hilarious. She finally made it. The vindication was visible. Man's best friend Sabrina. Less than a year after Short and Sweet, Album 7 dropped, August 29th, 2025. Jack Antonoff and John Ryan produced, but here's the actual evolution. She got production credits for the first time, co-produced every track, learning Pro Tools, sitting in on mixing sessions, having opinions about drum sounds. Barry Keoghan dumped her in December 2024, right after her biggest year ever. She could have disappeared into heartbreak. Instead, she wrote an absolutely unhinged comedy album about it, turned devastation into satire. Manchild hit #1. Country-tinged pop roasting immature guys who crawl back when convenient. Music video was pure chaos. Birds on turtles, pigs in bathtubs. Her running with a puppy. Made 0 sense, went viral anyway. The absurdism was the point. She revealed track titles through fan photos with puppies on Instagram. Marketing genius. Told CBS Mornings it's not for the pearl clutchers. The moral panic was part of the appeal. Comedy disguised as pop. Dirty jokes, double entendres, F-bombs everywhere. Tears is Disco, where she jokes about basic male competence. Doing dishes, building IKEA furniture. The bar is in hell and men still can't clear it. She figured out how to be funny without being mean. Sound pulled from Dolly Parton and ABBA. Retro production, contemporary lyrics, flutes and funk guitars, backing jokes about bad sex. The album cover, her on all fours being pulled by an out-of-frame man. Internet lost its mind. She defended it. If the lyrics aren't for pearl clutchers, neither is the art. Debuted #1, 6 Grammy nominations. Variety's 2025 Hitmaker of the Year. Coachella 2026 headliner. The Disney girl who couldn't get radio play is now headlining festivals. This wasn't a rebrand. This was Sabrina completely unleashed. The funniest pop record of the year. 10 years of grinding for 2 years of dominance. She earned it. That's Sabrina's incredible 10-year journey from Disney darling to festival headliner. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe now. See you in the next video.